Football media and interview tips for footballers. We go again. This phrase just made Haaland 2 million richer than you'll ever be. We go again. Every player says it. Zero sponsors care. You know what Haaland says instead of that? I failed today. Here's exactly how. And then he lists 3 specific reasons. Nike added 2 million euros to his deal because accountability sells more than empty promises. But wait until you hear what Mbappe says about winning. Football media and interview tips for footballers. The fans were incredible. Players who thank fans are actually insulting them. Here is why. Every player says the fans were incredible. It's meaningless. Bellingham, this is what he says. Section 204 was louder than Munich. The kid with the white flag, I saw you. Specificity shows you actually noticed. Generic thanks shows you didn't even look. You think that's controversial? The next video will give me death threats. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We gave 110%. A mathematical impossibility just lost someone a Harvard sponsorship. 110% doesn't exist. You know what does? I ran 11.2 kilometers, 73% at high intensity. I created 4 chances. Data is the new passion. Tech sponsors pay 5 million euros for a player who speaks their language. No fairy tales. But the referee excuses, that's where millions disappear. Football media and interview tips for footballers. The referee decided the game. Every referee complaint is a 300,000 euros to your rivals. Blaming refs, instant sponsor exit. Winners say 3 decisions didn't go our way. We created 15 chances and scored 1. That's the problem. Take ownership of what you can control. Nike doesn't sponsor victims. Speaking of victims, we were unlucky is even worse. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We were unlucky. Luck doesn't exist in football, but 400k losses, they do. Unlucky? No, you missed. Say it. Our finishing was 12% today. League average is 33%. That is training groundwork. Precision over superstition. Sponsors want engineers, not gamblers. Want to know the most expensive 3 words in football? Football media and interview tips for footballers. It is what it is. These 5 words just ended a 10 million career. Surrender language. Champions never accept. Current reality, we are 6th. Required reality, top 4. Gap, 9 points, 27 available. Mission clear. Vision plus plan beats empty acceptance every time. But we will bounce back. That's where IQ goes to die. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We will bounce back. Bouncing is for basketballs, not 50 million euros footballers. Vague optimism, zero substance. Instant, lost 3 games. Common factor, conceded in minutes 75 to 90. Solution, defensive shape training Thursday and Friday. Specific problems, specific solutions. Now let's destroy 1 game at a time. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We take it 1 game at a time. This cliché shows you can't count past 1. Every idiot takes it 1 game at a time. Leaders say, next 3 games define our season. 9 points available. We need at least 7. It shows you understand context. Sponsors want strategic thinkers. But credit to the opposition, that is just fear talking. Next, football media and interview tips for footballers. Credit to the opposition. Respecting opponents is why you'll never be elite. Stop glorifying who beat you. Say, they exploited our high line 3 times. We knew the threat but didn't adjust. That's on me. Analysis over empty respect. Show you learn, not just lose. Think that's worse? We are building something is worse. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We are building something special. Meaningless hope. Say, phase 1, defensive structure. Complete. Phase 2, transition spin, 60% there. Timeline, functional by January. Concrete progress beats abstract dreams. Investors want roadmaps. But the worst cliche, it's about passion. Football media and interview tips for footballers. Passion is for amateurs. Professional footballers have this instant. Passion is measurable bullshit. Say, our pressure action dropped from 143 to 87. Sprint countdown 22%. That's preparation failure, not passion. Numbers don't lie, emotions do. Speaking of lies, we dominated possession. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We dominated hand 80% possession and lost 4-0. Still proud? Possession without penetration is, I don't want to say that one. Say we had 67% possession. Created 0.3 goal expectancy. That is not dominance. That is sterile. Quality over quantity always. But we showed a lot of character, might be worse. Football media and interview tips for footballers. The lads showed a lot of character. Character doesn't score goals. This does. Character is unmeasurable nonsense. Say, trailing 2-0, we changed to 3-5-2. Created 8 chances in 30 minutes. Tactical adaptations beat mystical qualities. Now next for the transfer window classic. Football media and interview tips for footballers. I'm happy here. Every player who's saying that left within the next 6 months. Happy is temporary. Say, my contract lasts up to 2027. My focus, 15 goals, 10 assists this season. That is commitment through specifics, not feelings. Clubs want guarantees, not emotions. But we need to be more clinical. Please. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We need to be more clinicals. Clinical is what doctors are. You are a footballer. Vague improvement wish. Say, we practiced 200 finishing drills this week. New routine, 50 shots daily from 12 yards. Show the work, not the wish. Now, the injury excuse is next level delusion. Football media and interview tips for footballers. Your 300,000 euros a week. Teammate was injured. Cry me a river. Every team has injuries. Say, squad depth got tested. Second unit couldn't maintain intensity. That's recruitment priority. Own your weaknesses. Don't hide behind absent players. But we will learn from this. Sure you will. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We will learn from this. Learning without specifics is just aging. Empty promise. Say, 3 lessons. 1. Press breaks our midfield. 2. Set pieces weak back post. 3. Sumps too late. Monday, video review. Tuesday, tactical drill. Learning requires curriculum. The great team spirit lie is next. Football media and interview tips for footballers. Great team spirit doesn't exist. Here is what does. Spirit can't be measured. Say, covered 117 kilometers collectively, 89 recovery runs, 15 players tracking back. Effort is visible. Spirit is fantasy. Show me data, not vibes. But we go into every game to win. Sure you do. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We go into every game to win. No shit, you are not paid to lose. That is a pointless statement. Say this instead. Our away record, 2 wins in 9 games. Specific plan, sit deeper, counter the pace. Strategy beats intention. Everyone wants to win. Few plan how. Next we have the young players' excuse, and it's pathetic. Football media and interview tips for footballers. The young players will learn. Young players are not Pokemon. Stop waiting for evolution. Age, excuses, incompetence. Say 19 or 29. Standard is the same. 3 errors today. Possession specific coach assigned Monday for that. Excellence has no age limit. But we need to stick together as a team. Next. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We need to stick together as a team. The Titanic stuck together but still sank. Unity without direction is useless. Say specific roles clarified. Back 4 horns line. Midfield 2 shield. Front 4 press. Organization beats emotion. How about the fine margins excuse? That's mathematics for morons. Next. Football media and interview tips for footballers. It's fine margins. It's like saying we were shit but nearly won. Margins aren't fine when you lose 3-0. Say this. Gaps were clear. They had 4.2 goal expectancy. We had 0.8. That is not margins. Honesty beats delusion. But we matched them is worse. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We matched them for lunch periods. Partial success is complete failure. Say we completed 70 minutes, collapsed in the final 20 minutes. It's a fitness or mentality issue. We are testing both on Monday. Problems need diagnosis, not sugarcoating. Next, I break down the we are disappointed classic. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We are disappointed. Disappointment doesn't pay mortgages. Feelings don't fix problems. Say this instead. Result unacceptable. Response double sessions. Tuesday and Wednesday, no days off until we win. Action beats emotion. But we need to be brave. Bravery is for wars, not football. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We need to be brave. Bravery is for soldiers. You kick a ball. Brave is unmeasurable. Say this. We need 20 more passes in the final third. Risk assessment acceptable if we lose possession 30% of the time. Calculated risks beat blind courage. Next, I uncover the we respect everyone lie. Football media and interview tips for footballers. We respect everyone, fear no one. You shouldn't fear PSG, they will destroy you. False bravado. Say, Barcelona average 3.1 goals at home. Our record there, 0 wins in 8 games. Game plan, frustrate for 60 minutes, attack in the final 30. Reality beats rhetoric. But football is simple. Einstein disagrees. Football media and interview tips for footballers. Football is simple. If football was simple, you couldn't earn 200,000 euros per week. Football has 17 laws, infinite variables. Say execution was poor. Specifically, 6 misplaced passes in build-up. 4 lent to counters. Complexity requires precision. Now next, that winning leaders cry.